For those who don't know, Brookhaven just updated and released this new arcade, and this is really perfect. There are several new games that were released, and today, I want to check out all the secrets that came with this update with you. I also want to find some secret things that I should know about, and I also want to do a competition with my friends to see who can make the best arcade of all. We're going to recreate this arcade, but in our own house, and I want to see which one turns out the best. But now he came up here and said, I'll start, take me there. So, he has to come here in my car, and now they're all here. So I'm going to take him to his house. And for those who don't know, his house is exactly this one, and he will have to come back here to start the competition. But while he's recreating this arcade that was released, I want to check out the secrets that came with this update with you. So, I'm coming up here, and for those who don't know, this is the new store that launched here in Brookhaven, and it's just like this. But in an older version of the game, this was much simpler. This arcade looked really ugly, and it really deserved a remake. So, it was redone, and it turned out much better than before, and this arcade is really beautiful. I can do dances here to win in this dance game, and I can also play with this bike, and you can see that my friend can move with it, and this bike moves, which is pretty interesting, and I'm sure you guys didn't know that. But unfortunately, the screen doesn't move. So this isn't very realistic. You can also play here, but there was a new game released. Actually, there are two new games that were released. There's this new game that was released, and I saw it with you. And there's also this other one. And you can see that there are several games in here. But guys, my friend is staring at me, and he said, what if you make your avatar smaller? Can you get in there? Look, this idea he had is really good. So he'll have to hold a flashlight. And he grabbed the flashlight, and now I'm going to use the smallest avatar of all. Perfect! My avatar ended up looking like this, and it's really small. Now I resized my character, and I'm going to try to get in here, but it's very difficult because here we have this entrance, which unfortunately doesn't go down here. Unfortunately, this doesn't work and I can't get in here. But if I take this bed on the right, I can get in here. So I'm coming here, but this is very difficult and it's almost impossible. Now I'm going to place this item here and I'm going to try to get in. Actually, I'm going outside and I'm going to place the item right here. Maybe here is better, but it's impossible to get in here. But my friend is looking here and he said, you can get in there, come here. But he's carrying me and I'm on my friend's back. Now he placed this bed here and I'm simply in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where I am, but I'm in here. So I'm going to try to get out of here. And now I really don't know where I am. And I'm lost. But unfortunately, this didn't work out. And it's impossible to get in there. He said, wait, I know another bug. Come here. And now I made my character bigger, but he wants to carry me. And now he's here on the bike. And if I teleport in Roblox, it basically stays flying in the air. And now he got off the bike. And the bike disappeared because he got off. And actually, the bike is flying for some reason. So here on the right, I'm going to grab this ladder. And my friend just came back here. And this is really weird, but I'm going to have to climb up here in a very difficult way because it's almost impossible to come here. And now I finally made it, but the bike is moving on its own and I'm under the map in a place I'm not supposed to have access to. But I'm flying in a very weird way and I just came back here. And again, I'm playing video games and even he is looking at this and he just fell back here. But now I also want to see the new secrets that were released. He said, let's see if he finished the arcade. And that's true. So I'm going to get my car that disappeared. Perfect. I got it here. And I'm going to visit that friend of mine to see if he finished his garage. So I'm arriving here in front of his house and it looks like he's finishing it and his house is almost ready. Now he teleported here and he said, I'm done. And this friend of mine is coming here from behind because he has to make his garage look like a new arcade. Now he closed the garage, so I'm going to take this opportunity to check out the secrets with this friend of mine. And for those who don't know, this new speaker on the right was released, which is pretty interesting. I can hold this in several ways, and I can hold it exactly like this, and I can also hold it this way, but my head turns sideways, and I can also stand up, but I don't know why, but everything here is crooked, and all the animations are really off. He said, maybe the person who made this didn't know anything. Look, I don't know, but this speaker is really weird, but I can also change the color of the speaker like this, and set it up in different ways, and I can also play some songs, which aren't very good, and are actually the worst songs ever, and my neck is really crooked, but I don't know why this is happening. Now my friend also grabbed this item and he just realized that his neck is crooked. He said, this doesn't make sense. But guys, unfortunately, I can't grab this item on the right because it would be really interesting to grab this and place it here on the ground like a fixed speaker. And this would be really interesting. He said, wait, I know how to do this. But now he turned into a cat and simply removed his hair and now he shrank his avatar. And the speaker is right here, but he's holding it in a different way. And maybe if I place the furniture here, it will look like the speaker actually became a piece of furniture that you can place on the ground like these other items on the right. So I just placed this item and my friend needs to come here. And guys, this turned out really interesting. It really looks like a real speaker because this is a person. And now he's back to normal. But I'm coming back here because I want to see other secrets that were released. And now he's holding this speaker and I'm sure he's not going to let this go. So I'm also holding my speaker. But here on the right, for those who don't know, we have this item, which is the new completely secret item. Because if I enter Brookhaven with an account that didn't do the Easter event and then click on this button on the right, you can see that the Easter item isn't here. But on this other account of mine, the Easter item is here on the right next to the sword. And on this account of mine, where I didn't do the events, there's no Easter item near the sword. In other words, we really have a new secret item that was just released. But I have two accounts here, and this account is my main account, and this other account is an alternative account. And on my main profile, if I click on the right, we have the speaker that's like this. But on this other Roblox profile, there's this symbol on the right where I can see everything that was released in the update. And this symbol simply isn't available on my main account. It's only on other Roblox accounts. Now, there's this symbol on the right, and in some profiles, a symbol appears on the right, exactly on the speaker, to indicate that this is new. Even my friend came here, and he said, it looks like they're testing new features. Clara, that's true. I'm coming back to the car, but it really seems like they're testing new features here in Brookhaven. And now I'm coming back to the house, and it looks like my friend is finishing this. But guys, he came back right here, and apparently, he finished his house. He said, now you just have to finish your arcade in your garage. Guys, what he said is true, so I'm coming here. But my friend has to leave, because this is a secret. He can't see how my garage is going to look. Everyone has to protect their garage. So much so that this friend of mine just closed his garage so that this other friend of mine wouldn't see it. So much so that he's coming back here. Guys, the garages are secret. His garage has a lot of lights, but unfortunately, I can't see it yet. But guys, I'm coming here to my garage. And now I have to make the best arcade of all. So here on the right, I'm going to grab this item, but I'm going to make the arcade right here because this room is very dark, and then I'll be able to put purple lights and it will look 1,000 times better. So I'm placing this item right here, and I'm also going to place this other Roblox item, but a little further away. Now I'm going to place this motorcycle and also this video game. And guys, this is starting to get interesting, but I need a lot more things for my garage to be perfect. So now I placed 3 video games, and it's starting to look really cool. I'm going to place another video game here to hide the box that was here, and I'm just going to place another game right here. But guys, this didn't turn out very cool, so unfortunately, I'm going to remove this, and here on the right, I'm going to grab a light, and I'm going to place it right in this part and set it to purple. Guys, this is getting interesting. But now, I'm going to finish placing all the video games, and after a long time, this turned out perfect, and you can see that we have 2 televisions, and we also have 2 robots, and everything here is really cool. We have several video games, and also several interesting toys. But I removed 1 robot because it looked weird, and we have this Xbox, and we also have this PlayStation 5. This is really interesting. Now my room is perfect, but there's something very important missing, because if I go to my friends' houses, you can see that all the houses have a lot of lights, and there are a lot of things lighting up the places. He said, this is taking forever, but I'm almost done. So I have to put a lot of lights in my house to make this better. So first, I'm coming back here to simply turn off the light, and now this is really dark, and I can't see anything here. But this is really good, because now I can put a lot of lights in the colors that I want. So here on the right, I'm going to grab one of these lights, and I'm going to start placing them here, but in strategic places. Perfect! I placed the lights here, and they look really cool. And now I'm placing a light back here using an advanced technique. So I placed a light behind the wall because everything will be lit up with this purple color. But if I turn off the TV like this and also turn off the house lights and close the curtains, you can see that this looks really interesting. We have a lot of purple light here, but I'm going to double this to create the best arcade room of all. And I want to make a room even better than this room from the update. So for that, I'm going to have to improve it by adding a lot of lights. Perfect! Now I placed more lights, and the effect turned out really cool, but I have to finish this quickly. Perfect! I finished this, and now I'm coming here to see all the rooms my friends made, starting with this friend's house, and I want to see how his room turned out. But he came closer, and he said, I tried to make the garage with a military theme, so he's opening his garage, and this is really interesting. You can see that there are a lot of plants and also a lot of green color, even in the video games and the lighting. This is really interesting, so much so that this player came here and already started playing, and I like that. But now, I want to see how my other friend's room turned out, because this player made a mysterious room that no one has ever seen until today. His room is really well hidden, and I can only see that there is a lot of yellow light, and there's even a video game out here. He said, I made the best room of all. Look, I think my room is the best. But now he will have to come here so we can see his room in Roblox. So I'm arriving at this place, and this looks really interesting. You can see that his room looks like this. And honestly, this is horrible. He placed a million video games thinking this would be interesting, but in reality, this turned out horrible. And the 2 of them just arrived here and are playing this, and it looks like he made 2 floors, and he literally just made 2 floors. He said, yes, I created 2 floors of video games, only I did this. But I don't know how he's going to get up here, because every time he tries to play, he can't, and it's really impossible to play there. And it seems like he didn't think about that. He said, I'll fix this later, now come see my new invention. And guys, I want to see what this invention is that he made. But he's coming here, and apparently, he grabbed this tow truck and made some modifications. He put this motorcycle, and this is really weird. I don't know why he put this motorcycle here. He said, it's to have a real experience experience, and I think I understand. He's basically going to drive the truck while I play the video game, and it's a really weird idea that doesn't make sense. But he's coming up here to see my house, and he's really here, checking all of this out, and my house is perfect. But there are some errors here on the floor that I couldn't fix in time, and now he's coming here to see this, and everything here looks nice, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. But I'm going to turn on the TV so he can see this, and my house is the best of all, and literally, there's no better house than mine. And even this player came here and is checking out all the things I have here, and it's a lot of stuff, but he's playing video games, and this part is really interesting. I simply hit a box here with these video games in Roblox, but my house is definitely the best of all. And I want to see what my friend thinks about this. He said, this house is the best of all, and the worst of all is the military house. But guys, he's talking bad about his own house, so much so that he came here and said, your house is the worst of all, and my military house is the best of all. And it looks like they're really mad. But he's looking here, and he just threw an egg at my friend's face. Now he's running away, because my friend is chasing him in Roblox. And this is really weird. So much so that he's trying to escape from here, and they're fighting, so I have to save them. I'm going to grab my car, and I'm coming here to save them, because this fight doesn't make sense. And apparently, he's right here, and now he just has to get in my car. Perfect, we escaped, but this friend of mine is really mad. And he said, calm down, I lied. And now he got here, and he's happy again. And he said, that's good. And he came back here as if he hadn't just chased my friend, just because he talked bad about his house. But I'm coming back here, because for those who don't know, there's a new secret that was released. And this friend of mine left here, and he said, I'm going to make the best garage of all. But now he teleported, and it looks like he's going to make a new house to compete against us, because his house turned out really ugly. But there's a new secret that was released. The cars in Brookhaven used to have this lock, which looked like this, but now they've changed it, and here on the right, there's this new logo, which is really different, and the cars themselves haven't changed, but the picture of the cars has completely changed, and this is something I didn't expect to change. He said, now it makes more sense, because before it was a lock, and locks don't make sense, and that's true, but it took them too long to change it. And they also released these 4 new items in the update, which I've already shown you. After all, I made my house literally using the new items, which are these 2 new items, really interesting ones. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the become a member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.